You're watching EAC News. Thanks for joining us. The 15-member UN Security Council on Wednesday, the 23rd of March, have failed to adopt a resolution on the humanitarian situation in Ukraine.
Two members, Russia and China, have voted in favor of the text, and 13 others abstained. The text submitted by Russia was rejected. A Security Council resolution needs at least 9 votes in favor and no vetoes by either Russia, China, Great Britain, France, or the United States to be adopted. Russia's draft resolution expresses grave concern about reports of civilian casualties and the deteriorating humanitarian situation in and around Ukraine, including the growing number of internally displaced persons and refugees. The draft text also calls for the protection of civilians, including humanitarian and medical personnel, respect for international law, and the protection of civilian objects and critical infrastructure, safe and unhindered evacuation of all civilians, and unhindered humanitarian access in Ukraine. After the vote, Zhang Jun, permanent representative of China to the United Nations, has said after the Ukrainian crisis broke out, the humanitarian situation has continued to deteriorate and the spillover effects have continued to expand, causing widespread concern in the international community. The international community generally hopes to achieve a ceasefire as soon as possible, which is also China's strong expectation. We believe that while promoting a ceasefire, the Security Council should respond to humanitarian crises in a positive, pragmatic, and constructive manner, said Zhang. Zhang Jun has noted that, like many members, China has always called for avoiding civilian casualties and making every effort to ensure basic humanitarian needs. At the same time, it has always advocated that the Security Council should fulfill its primary responsibility of maintaining international peace and security and play its due role on humanitarian issues in Ukraine. China's vote in favor of the draft resolution was based on our call for the international community to attach high importance to the humanitarian situation in Ukraine, and for the parties concerned to strengthen coordination on humanitarian issues so as to effectively protect the safety of civilians, especially women, children, and other vulnerable groups, and to facilitate the personnel evacuation and humanitarian relief operations, said Zhang. The Council has held 3 briefings on the humanitarian situation in Ukraine since the conflict erupted, respectively on March 28th, March 7th, and March 17th.